before you start playing Spider-Man 2, here's the full recap from the past 2 games, Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man Miles Morales. Now, right off the bat, in Spider-Man PS4, we are thrown at a fat evil man named Fisk with the goal of beating up his men and locking him away for good. And we successfully lock Fisk away, but Fisk says a very important thing here. He says this actually isn't a good thing now because all the undercover criminals will now want to come out of hiding and become the main mob boss. Basically, when Fisk wasn't locked up, he was the main guy running the entire place, but now that he's locked up, now we're gonna see all these villains trying to take that #1 spot because it's an opportunity, you get what I'm saying? But anyways, we ignore the fat, obese, literally whale-looking nerd, and we just lock him away. Done. And then we cut to Mary Jane exploring one of his galleries where she finds a mysterious statue. A statue that has a secret file in it with the name Harry Osborn. But while discovering it, she gets busted, and a guy in a strange mask which has a symbol that translates to demon shows up. This masked man comes and steals the file from her. The Spider-Man asks Martin Lee, the guy that owns the entire Feast facility. You know, the facility that's like meant to give back to the community? He's like the owner of the facility. But Martin gives like the super suspicious look and answer, and he basically says it's super dangerous and him and MJ should probably stay away from it. Meanwhile, Fatty Otto is helping veterans with mechanical arms and being a good man when all of a sudden Mr. Mayor Norman Osborn comes and confiscates his entire lab. And he basically does this as a tactic to try to get Otto to join Oscorp, but you'll find out later in the video what the actual secret relationship between Norman and Dr. Otto is, because they actually have a good amount of past that we won't talk about yet, but just trust me, there's a past. Anyways, then we cut to Spider-Man following another lead at one of Fisk's construction, Bro, please, bro, please. I just want to say the word. Please, let me say it. 3, 2, 1. Fisk's construction sites. Okay, Fisk's construction sites. Okay, good. Then after following another lead at one of Fisk's construction sites, okay, we crack down the construction site with a police officer named Jefferson David. His son being a son named Miles Morales. Okay. Anyways, he goes on to win the Medal of Honors for being so helpful in tracking down these demons. And in the ceremony, Osborn gets a mysterious call by someone saying they deserve the medal and now they will make him suffer for the next few days. Right then and there, the entire ceremony gets bombed. It gets bombed, baby girls, bombed. Miles and Peter are both injured, and we find out Miles' father, the one that had just won the medal, actually died from the explosion. Bro, my baby boy Jefferson, he died. Anyways, here we actually also get confirmation that Martin Lee, the guy that owns the Feast, the really great facility, is the leader of the demons. These really bad people, he's the leader of them. Eventually, we break into Martin Lee's office and we find the exact file that Martin ran away with that has a specific name of a doctor on it named Dr. Delaney. We try to rescue a guy that can tell us about him, but these white Star Wars nerds like show up, they're called like Stable or some stupid nerds, bro. So we end up going to a Halloween party to try to find him. And we end up running around and fighting a grown man in a rhino suit. We, as a grown 23-year-old Spider-Man, I'm pretty sure he's like 23, he runs around in a Halloween party to try to find a doctor, bro. But we eventually do find him captured by some more demons, and then Martin Lee confronts him, and he asks him for the name of the guy he recently started working with in Oscorp. That name being Dr. Morgan Michaels. Remember that name, Morgan Michaels, remember it, because Dr. Morgan Michaels is one of the main developers of the Devil's Breath project. We then break into Norman Osborn's office by breaking a couple of fuse boxes, and we find out the real official name of Devil's Breath is GR27. It was initially designed to cure various diseases, but in its current state is very harmful and actually destroys your body from inside out. And if released to the public, could literally easily trigger a global pandemic. We also find out that the only sample of it is with Dr. Morgan Michaels, which is why Michael Lee wanted to find him. And while all this is happening, Dr. Otto is going more insane than ever, literally just going insane. Make him have arms, metal this, I want girls, this, like shut up, you're old man, bro. Shut the hell up. Go to your retirement home and go to bed, you nerd. But we end up going to visit this nerd in his retirement home, and what do you know? His invention is a little bit more successful, and his robot arms can now juggle a tennis ball. Oh my god! Oh my god! Shut up, old man. Meanwhile, all of this is happening. Peter feels bad for Miles' father dying, so he gets him on a job at the Feast volunteer place to keep him busy. I hang out with him for a little bit as Spider-Man, and then I go and check on the transport of Dr. Morgan because he's gonna be moved to another area. Obviously, the transport goes wrong. The Sable Star Wars people suck at their job, so they also die as well. So Martin and his demons come and steal the serum from him. I end up going and having a very cool fight on the van for it, and I end up being touched by the demon himself, where I have my first fight with Martin Lee in like the 1960s, where there isn't any color or like anything like that. It's literally black and white. I somehow miraculously come back from the darkness and save my beautiful doctor. But the serum of Devil's Breath actually still gets away with Martin. Like I kind of almost did my job, but like I'm not that guy. I'm not really like him. So I didn't really fully do my job. Like, I didn't stop the serum. So he does have Devil's Breath now. I'm not gonna lie, I did mess up. He eventually tracked Martin down to the bank where he tries to lure out Osborn because I think they have like some old beef. But what do you know? Instead of luring him out, they lure out MJ and Spider-Man. Like, we're the ones that end up on the scene. Can we just step back from the plot for a second? This right here was probably one of the coolest scenes in all of the Spider-Man games because it was me and MJ doing a stealth mission together. Like, she'd be going somewhere and then she'd call me down to like kill someone, bring him back up, and then it would switch back to me doing something. It was beautiful. Mwah! I love MJ so much. Anyways, I tracked the Chinese man down further onto the bus. We have a very cool fight, like one of the best fights in the entire game, and I finally put him away in prison. I think like the game should be done now, right? Like we beat the whole thing. He's in prison. We're good. We're good. Sweetheart. Absolutely not. Why would the game be done yet? Duh, it's not done. Duh. Because of course, we then head back to our old man in the retirement home, Dr. Otto, and his tech has now advanced to the point of full-on tentacles coming from his back. Peter Parker runs a diagnostic and clearly it shows the pure harm this could cause Otto, but Fatty Otto goes on an ego trip and he says he won't stop because for the first time, he doesn't feel like a failure. No, how about you step on the treadmill and then you show me you're not a failure? Because right now, your body is a failure, buddy. How about you do that instead of growing tentacle arms? But ladies and gentlemen, things only get worse. That's not even the worst part yet. Something literally absolutely crazy starts to happen. Prison break erupts. So Spider-Man shows up to the scene only to find out every single one of Spider-Man's biggest enemies ever have now been released. I'm talking Scorpion, I'm talking Lizard Man, I'm talking Rhino, I'm talking him, I'm talking this other guy's name I forget. All of them are out. They're literally all out. I try to chase Electro down, but then all of my biggest enemies gang up on me on a rooftop, and they also mutter the words, "He wants him alive." Meaning there was some bigger main leader that was actually choreographing this whole attack. And ladies and gentlemen, what do you know? That main leader is Dr. Otto himself. This fat guy that was supposed to be like my mentor, he set me up himself. This is what we're doing? This is what we're doing, Dr. Otto? This is what we're doing. Okay. He got me killed somehow. He's the one that put me in critical condition. Imagine being a super strong, jacked, like super strong superhero, right? And a man like this ends up being the failure of your life. This bro, he's literally bald, bro. He's bald, bro. Dr. Otto then ends up releasing the deadly Devil's Breath into the world and terror strikes the city. We track down the serum to Otto's secret lab and we find out that in return for freeing all the meta villains, they were all each tasked with terrorizing and destroying crucial parts of the city. Like Scorpion was in charge of like destroying all the good water supply of the entire city, and like they were just trying to take big crucial parts, you know? I as Spider-Man obviously end up beating every single one of them super easy because I'm literally just that guy, baby girls. And I'm not gonna lie, right here is probably my one complaint about the game. I actually found the game way too easy. Like these boss fights should have been a little bit hard. I played both the games through on spectacular mode, like the hardest mode, and I really just died a couple times. Like I really think they should make the hard mode way harder in Spider-Man 2. That's all I'd say. But anyways, after slapping all these little fatties around, we then switch back to Gwen, who sneaks into Osborn's penthouse to find even more information and the location of Devil's Breath. But instead what she finds is a lot more shocking. Guys, the way I said shocking, I'm not gonna lie, that was hot, bro. Let me try that again. Hold on. Shocking. Oh, yo, the way I say like the ending, shocking. Oh my god. I'm a little bro. MJ ends up finding a tape that shows Norman and Otto worked together to create Devil's Breath many years ago, and Martin Lee as a child was their first ever test subject. Oh my god. And wait, it doesn't stop there. It actually went down so wrong that Martin's Lee entire family, including his mother, died in this experiment. They all died, and that's why Martin Lee hates him so much and wants to kill him. Oh my god. Also, while finding this information, a Black Widow spider actually crawls onto MJ's little shoulder, which she wipes off apparently, but it ends up staying with her long after leaving, eventually tracing itself all the way into the feast station where it bites our baby boy Miles Morales. Meanwhile, we then cut back to Spider-Man, where we probably actually get like the coolest fight of Spider-Man 1. Like I really think this is the coolest fight in the entire game, where he fights Martin Lee. Like this whole atmosphere of it being like one galaxy place and it's like on a floating rock and you're just spinning around. I don't know why I love it. Then we also find out that Dr. Otto steals the last anti-serum for Devil's Breath. Like he is the one that has the last anti-serum for it. Also, Aunt May is dying and she is the one that needs that serum ASAP to keep her alive, or else she will literally die any day now. So guys, we're literally coming down to the end of it. This is the last straw. How will Spider-Man save Aunt May? So Peter goes back to where it all started to find a weakness in Otto's suit. He creates a special suit to beat him, and then we go into the final fight. Peter Parker versus his longtime mentor, Dr. Otto. And they clash it out in such an immense, heroic battle, in which there's a very emotional scene where he ends up like beating Otto, right? And he just looks over him and Otto's like, yo, just please don't go away like everyone else has left me. You're the only one left for me. Please don't leave me. and he turns around and he walks. Wow, bro, I'm not gonna lie, like, I feel like me personally, if I was Spider-Man, like, I don't know, comment what you guys think. Would you guys stay with Dr. Otto? Like, he did mess up, but like, he's gonna die soon anyways. He's fat and old. Think about it. He probably has what, 30, 40 more days left to live anyways. You might as well spend them with him, you know what I mean? But I guess he does destroy the city, so whatever, blah blah blah. But now Peter Parker, having the anti-serum in his hand, he rushes back with the cure, and we find out Aunt May knew of Spider-Man's identity. Whoa, oh my god, wow. So he can either give Aunt May the serum and keep her alive, or he can serve the rest of the community and heal them. And ladies and gentlemen, after a touching final conversation, ladies and gentlemen, a truly spectacular game with so much ups and downs, so much emotion, so many elements of revenge, betrayal, hurt. Oh my, I love it, baby girl. But the game ends with a mysterious scene where we see Norman Osborn talking to some mysterious being in a green liquid. He says he was so close to finding a cure, and then we hear him say this.
I love you, son.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is indeed his own son trapped in some liquid green blue glue, whatever that is. Anyways, it is now time we move on to the man that got bit in the feast station, Miles Morales. So now we're gonna talk about the game Spider-Man Miles Morales. Like, I don't know if you guys understood the transition. Like this is gonna be Spider-Man and Miles Morales, like this, and that's the game we're talking about now. Like that's it. Okay, cool. Let's go. Yeah. But also, really quick, if you guys aren't subscribed yet, make sure you're subscribed right now, guys. I'm so sorry we didn't do a huge celebration for 20K. We hit 20K like literally yesterday, and we're already almost at 21K, bro. We guys, oh my god, we're going crazy. Oh my god, man, you're going crazy, sweetheart. We're literally going crazy, bro. 100K is coming so soon. Now, Spider-Man Miles Morales starts off with the two Spider-Men helping monitor a prison convoy. Since Miles is a trash Spider-Man, he lets the convoy fail, and the big crate with a metahuman is now wide open. And what comes out is our fatty patty Rhino. We end up chasing him throughout the city, and we end up beating him using a new ability our Spider-Man learned known as Venom. And right here we also first get introduced to Simon Krieger, some rich CEO of a company who tells us he'll hold the Rhino and give him over to the police. Let's just say, you know, I don't know if he actually does that. Does he give him? You gotta watch to find out. I don't know. And here we find out OG Peter Parker tells us he's gotta go somewhere with MJ, so Miles will be riding and taking care of the entire city by himself from now on. Then while traveling through the city, we come across Newform, one of Simon's businesses that will apparently power all of Harlem using reactors throughout the city. But then all of a sudden we see a broken window and we find out these purple looking people were looking into Newform, but at this point it is still a mystery who these purple people are and why they care about Newform. But for now we don't gotta worry about that because he ends his first beautiful Christmas day off with his best tech friend Genki and his low-key crush Finn. And I'm not gonna lie, guys, like Finn is good looking as an animation. Like I think she is a good looking like animation. I don't know, like can I say girl? Cause like she's pixels, but she's a good looking pixel. Like it's a good looking pixel. But why are you named Finn? Like me personally, I just think it gives too much fish vibes. You know, you're too much of a fish. Like Finn. You're a Finn? Your name is Finn? Anyways, next day our Uncle Aaron sends us to the train station because the trains are off track, and here we find the name of the leader behind these purple people, Tinkerer. And right after this train mission where we just align a couple train tracks, the so-called mystery of Aaron being part of my family is just revealed. Like Aaron just finds out Miles is Spider-Man. That quick. Literally that quick. We then go to another pep rally because we all know how they end up for Miles Morales, and of course it's under attack again. This time the underground, where the purple guys say they won't let the ceremony take place because they don't agree with Simon Krieger. Like these purple people just don't like Simon Krieger for some reason. So the fight takes itself all the way to the Brooklyn Bridge where we already find out Finn is the Tinkerer. Like this quick into the game, we now know Finn, our best friend, is the evil Tinkerer girl. She ends up stealing and running off with the new form while I save the people from the bridge, and Roxxon, like the authority people here, end up turning on me for some reason. Like I literally end up saving this guy that almost fell from the bus. I save this little concrete block, and I'm the one that gets the guns pulled on me? Can someone please actually explain in the comments, like, why does every authority person hate Spider-Man in every game? Like, why is there a beef with Spider-Man every time? Like, are you just mad I do your job better than you? I do your job better than you? I can save criminals and you can't because all you do is eat donuts? Anyways, we then break into Finn's secret hideout just to get a better understanding of what's going on, and on her computer, we find a video of her trying to help her sick brother, Rick Mason, who reveals the real truth of Newform. Because you guys remember, like, a couple minutes ago, I said Newform is apparently, like, some power source that can power the entire city via reactors, right? But actually, it was something Rick Mason created that was meant to be an energy source, but it was actually pretty deadly and volatile and was making everyone that got in contact with it sick. But he worked under Roxxon at the time, so his boss Simon Kruger, the rich CEO dude, stole the invention and also left Rick to die with the reactor before Rick could fully shut down the deadly project of New. But right here, I actually want to quickly point out, like, I know everyone's like, oh, that's so bad, that's really bad, ew, Simon, I hate Simon, and I do too, obviously, he's a nerd, and obviously it was super messed up of him for killing Rick. But last year I did law class, right? Like, I took a class in law, and one of the things I learned about employment is, like, if you're being employed by someone and they're like, your job is to invent something, right? Like, your job is designed to be an inventor, whatever you create actually belongs to your employer. So right here, this actually belongs to Simon, believe it or not. I know, you guys are gonna be like, oh my god, Coach, what are you, like, I'm being serious. Actually, it is Simon's invention. I know it's crazy to say, but just search it up. I'll throw up a text. I promise it's true. Then, because of this horrendous act Simon did, we find out that Finn wants to blow up Roxxon Plaza. And she wants to do it because Roxxon Plaza is like a testament of his hard work, and it's kind of like a trophy for him. So she wants to completely destroy that by overpowering Newform, and that was like her huge plan the whole time. She wants to take a bunch of Newform, put it in Roxxon Plaza, blows up. I, as Spider-Man, end up confronting her, and she finds out my identity as Spider-Man, so we arrange to meet at Trinity Church to try and talk her out of it. But Spider-Man makes a mistake and tells his Uncle Prowler, who actually turns on me and uses the info to have Rhino capture me and my baby girl. So even though me and my Uncle Prowler, we just fought some bad guys and I told him how I felt about Finn and like I went to go meet up with her, he literally used the info against me and he sent the Rhino to come capture both of them. Anyways, after I go completely Super Saiyan and escape the capture, we find on Craig's computer that he had to supercharge the Newform reactor even more to meet the deadline. So if Finn goes through with her plan to simply destroy Roxxon Plaza, she would actually destroy all of Harlem in the process without even knowing. But of course, Finn starts beating me up while I try to tell her about the reactor and its true nature, and then she makes Spider-Man cry by telling him he isn't her real family. Which is, I'm not gonna lie, it's a little bit sad. Like, I even did get a little sad there. But whatever, you know, if you want to be like that, whatever, baby girl, go on, Purple Girl. But moving on to better news, right after this, my beautiful Latina mommy finds out I am indeed Spider-Man. She finds out, she's like, I always knew, oh my god. Well, actually, I don't think she said the I always knew part. I don't think she... Yo, why do I put random words out of my mouth? She never said that. Okay, she never said I always knew, but like she says stuff, bro. I don't know. But now finally I end up going to the museum and try to get the reactor back from Finn. She ends up still running off with it to the plaza itself to destroy it, and she ends up plugging the volatile reactor. Now with the reactor causing destruction every second, I have no choice but to fight my beloved Finn. We go into a deep 5-round fight, which I easily beat in the hardest setting. Once again, this game is pretty easy, I'm not gonna lie. And at this moment, after I finally beat her, Finn realizes she finally took everything too far. The entire city is crumbling, there's stuff going through the roads, everybody and innocent lives are being killed because of her. So in a last-ditch effort to constrain the reactor, I take all of its power into myself. I literally grab the power and put it into my arms like this, knowing that I would simply die when I let all of it out. But ladies and gentlemen, as you guys know, love will always win in the end, and because I'm a hot-looking Miles Morales, this happened.
I can't.
It's okay.
I can't.
Just let go. Let go.
Wow, man, that, like, I'm not gonna lie. Wow, man, I'm not gonna lie. Like, the ending for Spider-Man Miles Morales low-key hit me even more, just because it was like a really cute relationship between two people, and Finn sacrificed her entire life because I was so good looking. She did it for me, bro. A beautiful but tragic tale where revenge took itself a little too far. Then after the end credits, we see a first-person mysterious POV of Norman Osborn's son. Once again, remember at the end of Spider-Man 1 game, like the guy that was in the tube, we see a first-person POV of him now. And then we see Norman walk in and telling a scientist he wants his son out of the tube immediately. He wants to bring his son out now. And that's exactly where the game cuts. Oh my god, bro. Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, you are now officially all caught up and ready to play Spider-Man 2 when it comes out on October 20th, 2023. You're welcome, baby girls. I love you all. Make sure you subscribe, and I will see you guys next week because it's literally every single week. I love you guys, and deuces.